The dawn of civilization. Primitive. Dangerous. Exciting. The handwriting is on the wall. If the human race is ever going to amount to anything, it needs
the most civilized caveman I have ever seen.
Look who's come out of his cave.
This is James from Cave Dweller Music. Today we have Jared, Justin, and Nick with us. Thanks for coming on the show.
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself each, I guess? Like what some of your projects, like what type of stuff you're playing?
Who wants to go first?
Somebody.
Me. All right. My name's Justin Vølus, and I'm a vocalist of Psionic Madness. I play in Walrus, and me and Jared do Maggot Crown. We do Out of Mouth Graves, Nick, Jared, and me. And yeah, next guy.
I'm Nick, guitar player for way too many bands that I can't remember. And Psionic Madness, Nothing Is Real, other stuff. And I do a lot of the mixing work also.
Yeah, I'm Jared. I play drums in every band that ever existed and any band that's going to exist. That's all I do. I'm in everybody's favorite band. I'm in everybody's most hated band. And that's about it.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. So basically, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but the one that's coming up soonest is the new Psionic Madness album. So anyone want to tell us a little bit about that, what we can expect from the new album?
Last beats.
Good.
Pure nuclear winter.
Just
pretty much it.
Crazy shit. Justin gave me free reign to do whatever the fuck I did, so I went full weird and it worked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that is coming out through Justin's label, Vargheist Records. For anyone who wants to pick up a copy of that, you can get that through their Bandcamp.
Yep. And it releases October 29th. So 7 days from now.
Yeah,
Awesome.
next week.
Yeah, next Saturday.
I didn't even realize what date it was.
Yeah, I know, Jared.
Just tired.
I know. I'm tired too. Nick is really tired. They just probably woke
I'm just
up.
laying here.
And then Nick and Jared, you have another album coming out together. What is it? 2 days after that, from Nothing Is Real.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much back to back like that.
And that one, Nick, you actually went all out and had two drummers on that album.
Yeah, so what we did, I recorded it initially just live in a rehearsal studio with one drummer, and then I completed all the songs on top of that with that as the bass, and then I sent it over to Jared, and Jared was essentially like an additional percussionist to add a lot more fills and interesting drum parts onto what we already had. So
Nice.
The first drummer was pretty sparse on purpose, just like keeping the beat and the backbone of the songs, and then Jared was able to add in, a lot of extra and more interesting stuff. So, and then I mixed it in a way that, Jared was panned in a stereo way. So it's just kind of filling out all the sound. And I almost look at it as those old King Crimson performances with Bill Bruford. And then they had an additional percussionist doing a bunch of crazy shit. So that was Jared.
Nice.
Awesome. And then you guys had another album that just came out not long ago from Acausal Intrusion, you and Jared as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was been reading the reviews. It's been a real either hate it or love it type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the last one was the same as well. It was like a super polarizing album. People absolutely loved it, album of the year type thing, or I don't get it.
Oh man, it was really
or
good.
They bitch about the production, bitch that the snare sounded too pingy, and it's
Yeah, I remember that.
It's organic sounding because it's actual drum kit, it's actual guitar, not modular fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, it doesn't sound like a plastic pile of shit. Sorry, it's not Arch Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember like one of the few people that got it, like really got it last time was Angry Metal Guy actually like gave you guys a solid review for that one. And even like this one, he said he didn't like it as much, but he still gave you guys a lot of praise. Overall, the review from him was pretty positive, which is kind of rare from Angry Metal Guy to give something like that, like such positive feedback.
Yeah, I know. He actually reviewed my Filth Eater album, or one of the people on the staff, since I know it's multiple people there. And he said Filth Eater was too filthy for it being cavernous death metal. I'm like, what the fucking shit?
Wait. Holy shit. Remember that one review of Filth Eater for my label? Remember? Where it was like, you couldn't tell if it was a compliment.
Yeah,
or
I didn't know if he fucking
no.
liked it or not. He just fucking kept on like, well, this sounds like this bull and China shop bad whatever, but this is kind of cool. Except like every fucking sentence contradicted the one before it.
Oh shit! I got it. Let me do a quote. This shit's funny as fuck. All right, it says let's see here. Okay, it says when the opening chords reverberate to announce this new Filth Eater EP, I feel like I've been slowly hit over the head by a trash can. Oh shit's crazy.
Like, is that a positive or a negative? I mean, I know the whole idea with a lot of reviews where it's like, oh, I feel like I just got eviscerated by 1,000 fucking cats or some shit. It's like, okay, and then you kind of read down a little bit further. Okay, that was a good thing. Or you read a little bit further down. Yeah, it was just like absolute fucking garbage. I mean, I wanted to tear my fucking eardrums out. Oh, okay, you didn't like it. This asshole, I had no fucking clue.
Here's two more quotes. That really, really sing that. Everything just follows like a clattering mess of garbage thrown out the window onto an unstable scaffolding. Call it death metal to make it easier for you. Tumultuous migraine that judders like a scrap metal truck bereft of a wheel.
Yeah, that's some fucking goofy shit. I mean, like the one for the full length album, but prior from whoever wrote it at Angry Metal Guy, he kept on making these references to fucking Nintendo about shit. Saying like how I approach the using the snare is just like I'm smashing the buttons on the Nintendo game pad. I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to be a good thing or a bad? What the fuck? I don't even know the reference of what you're trying. You just said, Nintendo something bullshit, and then like, the drum sound. That's the one that had the drum sound like they're like a bull in a china shop. But that's a bad thing. I'm like, okay, so it's a. So you don't like fucking drums? All right, whatever. And then I look through their reviews, and they like highly praise fucking Nightwish.
Yeah.
New In Flames. I'm like, oh, you like garbage? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah. I always think that because I see them give like a 2.5 out of 5 to like my favorite albums of the year all the time, and then I'll check their album of the year list, and it's like, really? Like that's okay. I understand.
Garbage.
Yeah.
It's like fucking melodic metalcore.
Yeah, modern metal.
They love that fucking shit. I bet the type of people that go, my favorite genre is fucking female fronted, and not expand any further. Like, as long as it has a tits and a twat, then it's a fucking great fucking band. Jesus Christ.
I remember
with these fucking metal reviews, it's like, this was the most horrible, punishing thing I've listened to 10 out of 10. It's like, you never know. It's
how
like
it's gonna
they use
go.
all this negative terminology to describe it, but that's a positive in metal.
Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting or it's abrasive, makes me uncomfortable. 10 out of 10.
I remember I sent you a message about Obsidian Hooves, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this is ugly. And you were like, wait, you like it? Like, yes, I do.
The funniest
like
review
some of the reviews
Okay, I was just gonna say I was doing PR for a band a while ago, like when I first started doing the PR stuff, And the funniest review I ever got back was this one guy from it was a Dutch website. I had to use Translate to see what it said, and he was like genuinely angry that the album existed. Like it infuriated him that the album like actually existed. He was so mad. It was like the angriest review I've ever read. And then like the funniest part is he called the album Poop Water, which probably translated something different. He called this is Poop Water Music was the translation I got back from what he wrote. So.
The funniest part is it like if it was like for a gore grind band or something, that would have been like, oh, good, perfect. That's what we were aiming for.
Right. Yeah.
Check out my band.
Yeah, and fucking war metal, it's usually like this is the most
actually is a real band.
Yeah, war metal, it's like this is the most horrible recording.
Love it.
That's a great compliment. Thank you.
That's the charm of a lot of that shit. Like I remember what black metal 7-inch was it? I think it was Death Church. I got in and it was just like it sounded like fucking I'm listening to sandpaper rubbing against the fucking needle of the record player. And I was like, well, I mean, it adds to it.
Texture.
Yeah. Because I was at first when I was like, maybe it was broken. I actually pulled it up on YouTube. I'm like, oh no, it's supposed to sound like that. Okay, now I'm okay. I just thought I got a defective fucking 7-inch.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who think like everything has to be polished and overproduced and stuff, and like it's what's completely ruined technical death metal, because like that early 2000s tech death stuff was awesome, like Necrophagist, early like Decapitated and stuff. Like it wasn't overproduced, it was just super technically played. And now like the whole movement for that whole genre is just, oh, how polished can I get this to sound? How generic can this riff fucking be?
Right.
Yeah. And like everybody has to have the same guitar tone and the same fucking plastic drum settings from fucking Drummer from Hell or some shit like that.
Right, exactly. It has to sound like it's not even a person playing the drums, and then
it's just generic.
The guitar has
riffs.
to literally sound like it came out of a factory, like made on like
it's
a factory.
Generic riffs, fake drum samples, and it just played really fast.
And the vocalist sounds like
awful vocals, and with Acausal Intrusion, I feel like we're doing kind of anti-tech death because it's very raw recording, very natural, no click track at all, and just the weirdest riffs I can think of. In a sense, it's a lot more open and freeform and jazzy sounding, and it's still very technical, but it's kind of the antithesis of what has been considered tech death in the modern day.
And it's funny that you say that, because that's exactly what I wrote, like independently of talking to you, in the press kit for Acausal. That it was basically AntiTech Death.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, dude.
At least it translates through just the music itself without us having to explain it. Like we were, I know I sent Nick a review that I found on YouTube of it, and that person got it, like understood what we were going for and everything.
Right, definitely. Have you guys heard the band Burning Palace?
Yeah.
Burning Palace?
Yeah.
Oh, Burning Palace.
I mean,
they're
ain't that a Lamb of God album?
It's really good.
That's As the Palace is Burned, but Burning Palace is like this super dissonant tech death from New York. That is like different style to you guys, but like you guys should check it out, because it's filthy dissonant technical death metal as well. That stuff is awesome.
Yeah, from Santa Rosa.
Release?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Digital CD.
Cassette. Okay. Well, I have to go fucking check. I mean, yeah. Usually, like, if it's just digital only, I kind of forget that it exists.
It was through, right? It ended up on a label. Hang on. It was, let me see who it was. I think it was Dissonance something at Burning Palace Bandcamp. They were on a couple of different labels. Oh, they were on Transylvania Tapes, and then on Total Dissonance Worship, both released them on physically.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, from Santa Rosa.
I'll have to damn pull it up on something. I'm driving right now, so I don't know.
This
it's definitely good.
It's like one of those things. It's like anything that comes out on Transylvania Tapes, Total Dissonance Worship, $20 spin, or a couple of, there's a couple of those labels. It's like, I'm going to check this out just because these guys released it. It's probably going to be decent.
Right. especially if it's in like the style like that you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like tastemaker labels that like focus on one particular type of music and then just do that and do it really fucking well. Like Gods of War Productions.
Yeah.
Or way back in the day, what was it, the Bellow? Before they just decided to just like jump on the gent train and just release garbage. Like they used to only release like spastic, fucking silly horseshit grindcore stuff like what the fuck was it? Destroyer and Vessels Cast from Crippled Hands. And then like all of a sudden they just like went directly fucking okay, we like 9-string guitars and only using the 1 string of it. And it was like straight garbage poo after that. Because I used to like anytime it came out with something, I was like, oh, okay, check this out. Robinson, I think, was on it. Yeah, just like everything's like fucking. You knew what to expect. It'd be like 30-second songs. It might be a 15-minute album with like 15 songs on it, and it's all gonna just be fucking dissonant blast beats and fucking a guy sounding like a cat.
God damn.
We always make the joke about Cave Dwellers making a grindcore band, and we're just gonna record each other like throwing up into something.
Yeah, looking
For the
like
vocals.
nerds.
You should. I've already said that. I think I don't know when you mentioned something.
Only
before, I was
vocals
like,
or
I'll fucking do
vomit
it.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a bunch of nerds.
You are a nerd.
I am.
I'm just I got extra chromosomes.
I don't know if my end is delayed or something. I keep hearing robot voices.
I think it's coming through Jared's the
Oh,
robot
okay.
voices.
He mentioned he was driving. I don't know. Maybe he's out of range.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Jared's.
He sounds like Max Headroom now.
Well, that's how it is. Perfect. My favorite thing ever.
So on the
So-
topic of labels that had like a fall from grace, did anyone fall harder than Roadrunner? Because I mean, like if you look at Roadrunner Records, what they were putting out in like the early '90s, like they had so many good bands. Like early death metal scene, they were like paramount to putting out some of those albums. And then look at them now.
I would have laughed if you said
Yeah.
Vargheist.
God, talking about labels that went downhill. Vargheist, fuck.
Yeah, those guys used to be good.
Yeah.
And then
man.
Justin decided to
Like Victory Records
put out his
back in
own
the
shit.
day, just do all that stuff, like all the hardcore albums and whatnot, and then they kind of just disappeared.
Oh, they just do pop punk now.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
I hate
Get
my
those kids
dad, and I love pizza.
No, that's fucking that pizza thrash shit.
It's thrash.
That's fucking municipal waste and shit.
Yeah, that is pizza thrash.
I don't sing like that though.
No.
I hate
Close
my
enough.
dad, and I love pizza.
Oh boy.
But we should all be like feel blessed that we live during a period that's been titled the pop punk revival movement.
What?
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Revival? Like,
Yep, and
what,
it
all
was
the pedophiles are fucking getting down with that shit.
basically,
Relive,
God damn.
date raping.
and it was
I mean-
unfortunately started by Machine Gun Kelly of all people, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he got so fucking embarrassed when he did a rap diss track. They changed genres.
Yeah, Machine Gun Smelly.
Fucking embarrassment.
Machine Gun's not Nelly.
That public beef that he had with Corey Taylor was like super cringy.
Oh, I didn't even know he was beefing with him.
Oh yeah, so like
he's just a super cringe dude. Fuck him.
he is. He basically he like did the rap thing, dissed Eminem, got destroyed by the rap scene, came over to pop punk, and for some reason thought that made him metal. Started playing the same festivals as Slipknot, and then him and Corey Taylor had some massive beef, and then it went on publicly. And like, you know, those shitty websites like Metal Sucks and like, you know, all those type of websites, they basically covered this feud like 50 times a day because anything Corey Taylor does is like front page news for all of those generic websites.
That's Jesus Christ. I'm glad I don't
So,
fucking
It was weeks.
Or fucking,
It was like 6 weeks of like that headline, of, like Machine Gun Kelly, like something about beef. This is what happened today. I'm like, dude, no one cares.
Yeah, I would see that shit pop up, and I'd just press like block, or I don't want to see more of this, and then it still keeps
kind
popping up.
ad.
Oh yeah.
Hey, instead of being called Cave Dweller, you just need to be called Metal Fucks instead of Metal Slugs.
I mean, I approve that rebrand.
Oh yeah, reprint all these stickers.
I mean, do you guys know what we were originally called before we were called Cave Dweller?
Basement Dweller?
No, so
It was not your mother's music posting or some shit.
it was not your grandfather's music posting page, and our image was Iggy Pop's nipples, and yeah, we started as a joke, like we were messing around, and we didn't think it would actually be anything. They're like, it was literally me and Matt. We're like, we're gonna start like a Facebook group, and it's like, what's the dumbest name we can think of? So we did that, and then it just started like friggin' growing, and then people started submitting stuff to us. We're like, oh, I guess we're a thing now. Better change it to a real name, and then Cave Dweller.
Yeah, I want people to take us seriously now. We're not all about fucking grandfathers.
Exactly.
Not your grandfather's root beer.
Oh, no, fuck that shit. That shit sucks. I always hate those fucking like adult root beer. It's like you ruined root beer and an adult beverage. They both suck now.
Yeah, it's like how people make hard kombucha. I'm like, who wants to drink kombucha to get drunk?
Who wants to drink that shit anyway? That shit sucks to begin with. Fuck that.
That's when you go in there drunk already and say, give me a half whiskey.
Yeah, give me some of that fucking kombucha fucking sour tasting horse shit.
Oh man.
So delicious. Yeah, like if I'm
Hipsters.
drinking something that goddamn sour, it better goddamn have like fucking 40 proof at least.
It's fun to get drunk before you even get in the movie theater. And you don't have to pay for their shitty ass, like pricey alcohol.
Oh, it's so expensive. It's not as bad as the alcohol at some like venues you go to though. Some places it's like $13 for a friggin' like Bud Light tall.
Yeah, that's why I don't drink at shows. Like the only time I drank was when it was for free.
Brendan, what were we paying for beers at Maryland Deathfest?
Like $18, I feel like $15-18.
Friggin' insanity.
For like it was like a 20. Were they 22 ounces? Or they weren't? They weren't. I feel like they were bigger than pints. Maybe the pints were like 15. I don't know. It was expensive, and they wouldn't allow you to bring in anything else. So like we would try and like pregame and go beforehand, but like
couldn't.
You should have got one of those Camelbacks, the ones with that you put water in when you're jogging or hiking.
They didn't allow.
Fill that up with, motherfucker.
They would make you like. They made us like. We bought like what was like some energy drink and
Red Bull.
they were like, they can't bring it in. It was like unopened, everything like that. And they were like, no, you just can't do it. And I'm like, come on. So then, we were stuck paying their prices.
We didn't buy many though because we just couldn't justify it. I think we only bought like 3 or 4 or something the whole 3 days.
Yeah, I think we bought like. I think it was probably like, it was more than that, I feel like, but it wasn't.
Because we had those free
much.
drink tickets to start with as well. We used all of those.
Yeah, we got
first.
2 freebies, right? And then we got, probably like 5-6 beers, maybe. I don't know. It was like not every day, but like over the weekend. But then we would go to the bars outside of there, and it was like so much reasonable.
Yeah, normal pricing.
Yeah. For that area, at least, that Bohemian was good though.
That's how you die from heat stroke at venues.
They had water to fill up, but your water bottle had to be empty, completely empty, so it couldn't be full of anything. You know what I mean? Like
because people bring vodka in, obviously, and stuff,
or like whatever. Yeah, or like you said with the Camelback, but the Camelback had to be completely empty or not allowed. Like I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, but then the second day we brought that like can in. And that person was like, oh, you can't bring it in. The supervisor was like, what are you talking about? It's a Red Bull. It's sealed. Let them in. Remember?
Yes, we needed that person on that first day. Or
I was like, what are you dumb? Like it's a can of Red Bull. What are they gonna do with that? Like, calm down.
right?
Yeah. Well,
Unreasonably unreasonable sometimes.
here's the thing. They don't have a policy across the board. It's like there's a guy making it up as he's going, and then the next guy from next shift comes in, and then he's making it up as he's going.
That's every festival ever. Like, there's never any across the board of what you can and can't do or bring to any festival.
I used to work at a venue for 2 years. I know firsthand.
Were you the guy that lets shit slide, or were you the guy that enforced things?
I mainly ran sound, but sometimes I had to help security at the beginning of the show. I was pretty chill. Like, I wasn't that fucking asshole that was patting you down. I mean, people gonna fight, they gonna fight.
Right. Did anyone ever get like any big brawls or anything ever at the venue? Like any like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we always had this one guy that would just like kung fu kick somebody.
Ugh.
But then it's funny though, the owner, he like, his last name was like, it sounded Asian, so like you knew he was gonna whoop your ass. He was just like, I remember him punching a guy like in the chest, and he flew back. I was like, what the fuck? It's like a Jackie Chan movie. It was awesome. Oh, I'll never forget this drunk guy when I was like getting all the mic cables up on the stage. This drunk guy was like, "Oh, it's my birthday. I'm gonna get on that stage." And I was like, "No, you're not." And then the security guy walked up. He said, "Don't you get on that stage?" And the guy jumped on the stage, and then he ran after him all the way down to the ramp. And the security guy picked him up and threw him down the ramp, and it looked like he broke his fucking leg on his birthday. Like,
told him not to get on the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better to have that than be that fan from that Lamb of God concert that got killed by Randy.
Oh, hell.
You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do remember that.
Was it like
he deserved it?
Yeah, it's like Eastern Europe. The guy like climbed on stage and tried to take the mic out of Randy's hands or some dumb shit, and then Randy like booted him like straight kick to the chest off the stage. The guy hit his head and then went home and went to bed with concussion and never woke up.
Oh fuck!
And then Randy ended up in jail in somewhere in Eastern Europe. I think it might have been Hungary. I don't know. It was one of those countries, or Czech Republic or something. And then he ended up like not. I don't think he ended up like doing too long in jail, but he's in there for a while, like a couple of months or something.
Yeah, it was a couple of months while they figured everything out, see if they could charge him with like if it was intentional or not.
Right.
It's just manslaughter, whatever.
Well, that's security not doing their fucking job.
I know, right?
That's what he gets for like, liking the Lamb of God.
He's gonna be sent to God. But no, I've got so many stories from working at a venue. I remember one time this metalcore band thought they were the shit, and they played on stage with light up Skechers.
So whenever they did the little jogging in place, damn lit up.
They literally jumped at the same time, and all their shoes lit up.
I'm not even surprised.
And they wanted a black light on.
Jesus.
So their shoes were extra white, and their teeth.
I bet they brought all of their friends, and that was their only crowd.
You go home and brush that tooth. Oh man. So are we gonna talk about Psionic Madness or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Yeah, what you got?
Cut everything else out before this.
Yeah, 5-minute interview.
I'm just kidding.
He came on and talked about Psionic Madness, and then they left.
Yeah, we're really focused.
Well, we did a podcast before, Nick. Not Nick, but James, and I had a guy, some random guy. He was like, "All you guys talked about was video games and hot topic bands." I was like, fuck."
We always go completely off the rails. We had someone on the other day where we talked about music for like 20% of the interview, and I listened back to it and was like, that wasn't even a music interview.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was a good combo.
We talked about Anthony Bourdain for like 10 minutes.
Dope. I mean, at a certain point, it's like I make music all day, every day, so it's just I don't really talk about it much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
just passing like, oh yeah, that's good too. Whatever.
Hey, I got a new topic.
All right,
Horror
let's do
movies.
it.
Horror movies.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yes. I watched 5 this week, actually.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's Halloween season.
Yeah. It's Halloween
Justin-
season all year.
Justin, you saw Smile. Was that worth seeing?
Yes. It's the only thing is it doesn't have replay value. Once you go through it, you're already expecting all these jump scares. But they're really creative jump scares. I went into it blind. I didn't even see the fucking trailer. So that one scene where the girl's head like flops like near the corridor, like that made me jump. I was like, what the fuck?
See, that's the one I saw in the trailer. I was like, that's the only reason why I want to watch this now, because before everything else in the trailer, I was like, this looks like it's going to be shit, and I don't care.
So I'm not spoiling nothing, but I'll kind of give you the gist of what this thing.
Give me the gist of nothing.
Well, this thing like it basically
ruined it for me.
Yeah, all right, I'll shut up.
It's already ruined, because once you start telling me any details of it, that's when I start putting together what it could be or what it is. Usually what I think of is fucking better than the actual storyline, then I get pissed off.
It's
like take that example, fucking It Follows. It was a very interesting concept that was all it was an allegory for having STDs, and the incel gets the girl at the end. Who gives a fuck? Shit on that movie.
Yeah.
I think the most disappointing movie I've ever seen ending wise was It Comes at Night. I waited an entire movie for something to happen, and nothing did, and then it just ended.
Happened.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, that was garbage. I hated that movie too. I hated what was that? House of the Devil. Most they tried so hard to recreate 70s horror, but without any of the suspension. It was just like I don't need to see this fucking bitch like she dropped a vase. Now she's gonna go get the broom, and then she's gonna go sweep the vase up, and then she's putting the fucking vase parts in the trash, and then she's putting the broom back up. 20 fucking minutes. What the fuck did that help me with? Besides being bored out of my fucking skull. That's not fucking art. That's you wanted to pad out the timing of this movie. That sucked. Like it could have been a decent Tales from the Crypt episode. 30 minutes, get in, get out.
The 3 movies that I've seen this year, like that I'd say was the best, was like for horror is Smile, and then I finally got to watch Dark and the Wicked. That was actually really good. And then I saw X in the movie theater. I went into that blind, didn't realize it was a porno half the fucking movie.
That was a fun movie, man. That was a good one.
Oh my god, have y'all seen it, Nick and Jared?
No.
I think I saw the prequel they made to it, right? The newer one.
I haven't seen it yet, but is it good?
What was that one called? I did see it though in theaters.
I'm trying to think. It's about the old lady's origin story. Pearl. That's it. Yep.
Oh,
it was okay. It was okay.
Okay.
It's just like a lot of new movies I see. I'm just like, it's just okay.
The last horror movie I saw at the cinema was last weekend. I saw Barbarian. Have you guys seen that?
No, I've been meaning to see it.
I've only just heard about it.
That's a good twist. Like, I'm not going to say anything, but like, it's
now I know it has a twist. You ruined it.
Okay, I won't say anything else. I'll give it away to Jared. But yeah, that's a good one. It's an interesting movie.
Can we talk about a movie we have seen?
Yeah, what
all of us.
What have we all seen?
All right, let's talk about George Romero's movies.
Okay,
which one's your favorite?
They're classic. Okay,
which one's your favorite?
I don't got a favorite. I don't really.
They all favorites.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just what mood I feel like I'm in.
If you're in a 60s mood, a 70s mood, or an 80s mood.
Yep.
Exactly. It's like the backdrop.
I don't know. He's got a lot to choose from there.
All right, where would y'all hold up in a zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, zombie apocalypse.
Immediately just get killed. Be done with
it. Probably if it's San Diego, Coronado Island.
Oh, okay.
Because there's only 2 ways onto the island. One's through this like really long road bridge that you have to drive over that you could easily barricade. And then the other's like just this really narrow strip of road that's got like beach on both sides, so you can easily barricade that too. And you got the whole island like a fortress basically.
Yeah. Unless the Navy gets to it first. They're right there.
Yep.
Yeah, yes,
Either
they
way, you're
are.
getting shot.
I think I would just keep it moving and keep looting new areas and trying to take over. And then as it gets overrun, move on to the next area.
Yeah. That's how
But,
those people in Walking Dead pretty much lived.
The thing with zombies is like it's basically just a waiting game. You kind of just have to wait for them to all starve out and die, like to rot away. And then once that happens, there's nothing for them to eat. They can't make more zombies, and then it's over.
There was a scene in
Depends on-
there's a scene in Day. I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's a scene in Day of the Dead at the very beginning where they're all sleeping and like they're rotting away, and then when that guy's like,
Hello.
like they all wake up. They're like,
the way I
oh shit.
also view it, it's like depends on what type of zombie apocalypse you're in. Is it like
That's true.
based on science? Is it based like like Army of Darkness, where no, the skeletons are coming digging themselves out of the ground, so there's no point where they're going to be gone.
True. Good point. Good point. Depends what caused the zombies. If it's a virus,
Yeah.
then you could probably outlast it. If it's like an undead, like evil thing, then no.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 28 days later though, I would definitely die. Those fuckers are fast.
Yeah,
Right.
those movies are amazing. I love both of those when they came out.
Yeah, both
And the
of them.
soundtrack is so good.
Yes.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
Well, you got a few days left of Halloween. After that, you can't watch any more horror movies.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's all over.
All over.
Doors.
After that, you got to start watching the Care Bear movies.
No, I watch horror every week basically, but I step up my game in Halloween and try and fit as many as I can in for the month on top of it because it's easier for me to justify to my wife why we're watching this many horror movies.
Yeah, we're pretty much like the same. Like you said, my wife loves horror anyway, so it's usually like every weekend we're going to watch something new, and it's just a matter if it's going to be worth a shit or not. Like I'm trying to remember the one that we watched just recently where I just like legit just got up and started washing the dishes. I'm like, no, don't need to turn it off. Just keep going. It doesn't matter.
There are some movies I watch where I feel like that. I'm like, I could skip half this movie and it would still take the same thing away from watching the rest of it. There are some that it's like,
Yeah. There's so many that are like that for me, where like especially if it's anything off Netflix or made for Shudder or
Shudder.
where it's not like a theatrical release or anything, and it's like, okay, it's a 90-minute film. You could cut this down to like 45 minutes. And it would have been more impactful.
Right, I agree. Definitely. There's a lot of movies that could do more with less.
Have y'all seen
And then of course,
go ahead.
I was gonna say like I came across some true gold that way as well. Like I really liked. It was a slow burn. Was 1922.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
That was good.
In the
Talking about the Stephen King one.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and then the Tall Grass was good too.
Yeah, I
really like that one.
I watched 1922 one Christmas, and I was like drunk as hell, and I was like, I love this. And then it kind of actually sort of indirectly influenced that first demo I wrote for Volus, like the topic, because it was like another story that like it was like Lovecraft wrote that was about rats, like on a property.
I know because I actually wrote there's a Wizorderex album that I wrote about that.
That's a good
specific
ass
story.
Yeah, that's a good ass story.
I can't remember the name of the fucking story. I think I named the whole fucking album after it, but whatever.
Yeah, you do too.
I remember back to George Romero. Shudder released something like that he was working on that never got released. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like the Carnival or something, and it's just basically him, or no, the Amusement Park it's called.
Okay.
And it's just like him trapped in an amusement park, and it's all like weird and creepy and disturbing, and just about like the nature of how uncaring life is, and how when you get old, everyone stops giving a fuck about you, and they're basically just like beating up this old guy and pushing him around the whole time, and it's really disorienting and disturbing. And I used some of the samples from that movie for one of my Nothing Is Real albums, just because it was a pretty good movie.
Okay.
The cover
It's
for
called
the
The
movie
Amusement Park. It's like George Romero's lost work, his final work.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to pull that up today, probably.
It's from '75, man. That's sweet.
Yeah.
What horror movie have y'all seen recently that was just like, what the fuck?
I haven't watched a movie in a while, but I just watched the Devil in Ohio.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
I liked it.
It's a
It's on-
Netflix series.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 or 8 episodes or something like that.
It's about
good.
like a satanic cult that's trying. Without saying anything else, it's about a satanic cult.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared, I know nothing scares you really. What's a movie that genuinely made you go, what the? Like, it kind of just like threw you the fuck off. Like, you remember.
I watched one 2 nights ago, actually, called Dash Cam. That made me react like that.
I want to know what Jared thinks, because Jared don't get
He didn't say James. You go to hell.
I didn't mean. I did say Jared though. I
didn't hear the Jared part. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I don't really. I mean, like there was the ghost story that actually creeped me out from the effects of how they were used was One Missed Call, not the American horse shit, but the Japanese one. Like, because there's this one scene where she's checking out this apartment, and it's just like middle of the afternoon, and it's like, sun bathing into the lights, and up in the top corner, and it's not a focus of the actual shot, and just the ghost's head just slightly appears and then draws back. It's like the subtleness of it is what I really appreciated there. Like overall, like wasn't scared of the movie, but that one shot has always like stuck with me.
I always thought the Stalker-esque kind of things like that always creeped me out. I thought that was why Halloween, the original, was so effective on them. Those long shots where he's in the background, like you don't get that much in the rest of the fucking franchise.
No, I watched one over the weekend that was it Cemetery of the Dead? Or it was like I think it was like 80s or maybe late 70s Mexican horror movie, just kind of like zombies and shit. But they had this one sequence where it was done from the main killer, who was I guess the super powerful zombie, and it was like his perspective over the shoulder where he like kills 2 or 3 people. That was like the best part of the entire fucking film, because everything else was just like typical sloth gore. People getting their eyes gouged out, yay, hooray.
Yeah.
No true story. A bunch of teenagers do stupid shit, win stupid prizes.
That reminds me of 28 Days Later when he, like, at the end where he just goes in there and just puts his fingers in that guy's eyes, and the guy's like, holy shit, he's a zombie, but he's not.
Yeah.
Nick, what was the name of that movie we watched at your place by accident?
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember.
Isn't it Island of something?
Island of Death?
Yeah, Island of Death, I think.
God, we were trying to find some movie James wanted to watch, and we ended up finding this obscure 70s fucking movie of this like serial killer couple just on a perverted fucking rampage, just like peeping Tom weirdo shit. And like weird sexual fucking murder, and it just was so over the top and just ridiculous in every way. And then at the end of the fucking movie, you figure out they're brother and sister the whole time.
Oh hell!
And Nick looked up an interview with the guy, and he said, "Oh, I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it made a lot of money, so I wanted to make a movie that would make a lot of money." They're like, "What was your artistic vision?" He's like, "To make a lot of money."
Yeah,
there you go.
No, it was so fucking just like over the top, like just trying to be offensive. We were just laughing our asses off.
There's a part where he like urinates on this old lady and then drives her over with a steamroller.
Yep. Like
Now I'm gonna
honestly,
have to
I
look this
highly recommend watching it because it was like the most fun I've had watching a movie in a long time.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, they're running from the cops, and they like make it to some weird fucking farmers like little village, and the farmer just like beats the shit out of them, ties them up, and he's like butt fucking the dude right in front of the girl, and then he throws him in like a thing, and he starts covering him with rocks.
With
And
lime.
like the girl turns on him, and now she's fucking the farmer. And this is when you figure out he's her brother. He's like, "No, please save me! I'm your brother." And at that point, we just all started screaming and laughing because it was just the most retarded twist of all time.
And
It was
then
fucking
James,
hilarious.
and then James says, sponsored by farmersonly.com.
It was just the most insane, pointless, and just needlessly offensive movie. And I'm very glad it exists.
I always liked
Like,
the weirder side of like horror and whatnot. And like, I don't know if you ever seen it at all, but Imprint by Takashi Miike. He's a Japanese director.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't think I've watched that movie. From him.
Yeah, he made it for the Masters of Horror series back in like 2006.
Yeah,
And
John Carpenter and a bunch of other ones. John Carpenter's one on there was good.
Yeah, well, they kicked it off of TV because it was too fucked up. Because it was originally made for TV, but then they took it off TV because it was too graphic for TV.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Audition that he made. I love that movie.
That's a good one.
Oh,
he
shit.
did a whole bunch of movies that are good. Zatoichi was a good one.
I've seen Ichi the Killer
know,
and Audition.
Izzo.
which was-
I just
Izzo's
recalled
an
what
awesome
Imprint
one.
was. I have seen that one. Okay. Yeah, Itchy
Yeah.
the Killer is fucking amazing. I love that one.
Oh,
pretty much all his
yeah.
fucking work.
Check out Izzo if you haven't, or Gozu.
I've seen the Gozu. I haven't seen Izzo, but it's one of those things like I have to remember about it when I'm actually looking. It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm like going
Izzo
through
is
his.
definitely good. Check that out.
I'm going through his like movie list right now, and I've seen Visitor Q also, but
Oh,
I
that
haven't
was a
seen any
good
of the other ones.
one.
Dead or
I like
Alive
that.
are fun, but I wouldn't consider them horror.
Yeah, that's just fun horror. That's, fun gore slog.
Yeah. But the what's the other one there? Zebra Man, some dumb shit.
Zebra Man. What's that
It
one movie
exists.
about what's that movie about the walrus? The guy turns him into a walrus.
That's the Walrus.
Tusk,
Yeah.
Tusk, that's the one. Yeah,
Tusk.
yes, that's it. Sorry, yeah.
From
fucking
Okay.
great.
With
That's
Justin
actually
Long.
turned out to be
film, right?
Yeah.
Kevin. Yeah.
Justin
Turned
Long
out
is
better than-
also. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying it turned out a lot better than I expected, but also it doesn't have good repeat viewings.
No, not at all.
Once you watch it once, you're kind of like, okay, all of these jokes don't hit. All this kind of like, just speed up, get done with it.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like human centipede or some shit. Like you see
Oh,
it once
geez.
just because everyone tells you to see it, and then you kind of got what you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Two girls, one
Like
cup.
I get it. They're shitting in each other's mouths. We're good now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I'm
did
not
not-
a fan of that shit.
They did not need to be sequels.
Nope.
Yeah, but
There don't even
I
need to
think
be firsts with some things, but that's okay.
I think with that one, the reason he had sequels is because originally the last one where it's like 20 people, that's the one he wanted to do. He just
Okay.
couldn't afford enough actors.
Right.
So
Oh,
he-
okay.
So it's
Well,
like
that makes sense.
so he had
That's
to build
funny.
up with that. Because like he said, oh, they had like 24. Like it was basically like I was writing it when we were talking with one of my friends at the bar, and I was just drunk and drawing this shit up.
Oh, I know. Let's make a movie about ass to mouth.
Yeah, I was like, how is this supposed to work? This doesn't work like that. That's not how fucking science works. This is stupid.
They would all
Yep.
die.
They would. They get super sick and die.
Yep.
Yeah, except for the one in the front. That was one
Should I eat the cuttlefish, Kyle? Or the pudding?
Yeah, poor bastard. Yeah, poor bastard.
Oh, and then
Oh,
fucking, I remember watching Siberian film, and I just felt like a piece of shit for like.
Do you mean
3
Serbian
days.
film?
Yeah, Serbian film. I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
one's
fuck.
messed up. I've seen that twice, unfortunately.
And it's like
why?
I understand like the deeper meaning of the movie. Like, don't sell your soul for money, but I just felt disgusting after watching it.
Don't
I'm
rape
like,
your own
I'm
son
never
to death.
watching this again.
Yeah, that movie was completely messed up. I didn't want to watch it again, so I watched it with a group of friends, and then I went to another group of friends' house and we were drinking one night. Like, we're gonna watch this movie. Have you heard of it? And I was like, yeah. So I had to see it again.
Great.
I've never seen it. It's a snuff film, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's a snuff film. Yeah.
And
Well, it's not technically a snuff film.
No, not a real one.
oh, I was about to say, I was like, damn.
It's a movie about a snuff film being made, basically.
Yeah. Go read up on Wikipedia. You can read the plot synopsis, and that's all you really need. You don't have to even watch it.
No,
Read
yeah,
that
you
one.
really don't want to
No,
watch
you don't.
it.
You don't have to watch it.
That's
Just-
bad
just
when
don't
y'all are
do it.
saying. That's bad when y'all are saying
There's
don't
a-
watch it.
Yeah, there's another one I think called Dogtooth that's just as equally fucked up. Not to the same degree as a Serbian film, but it's just way out there as well. Like,
What's the-
it's a mixture.
What's that about?
Fucking. Oh god damn! It's been so long. Some weirdo with family, lots of weird sexual violence and degrading shit. A lot of torture porn to it.
I'm looking it up now. This sounds messed up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because also I'm thinking of like a tumbling doll of flesh and
So it's
boxing Helena.
It says, couple, the adult son and 2 adult daughters live in a fenced-in compound. The children have no knowledge of the outside world.
Yeah,
And they torture them, basically.
yeah. It's like that's the simple way of putting it. And I was just like, there's a lot of fucking not safe for work or safe for life type of shit.
Safe for life. Yeah.
Like,
FBI show.
just read the synopsis. That way you can kind of forget about it later. You don't have to have the visuals.
Yeah. Yeah, reading that's enough.
Gotta be the, I guess, realistic take on what happens out there in the real world.
It's
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
that Joseph Fritzl story. It's like, we don't need a movie about that. We understand that happened.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a high profile serial killer from my hometown, the town that I fucking live in right now.
Really?
That happened in 2016. That Todd Colehelp guy, he was on CNN and everything. They called him the Amazon review killer. He'd buy something on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
I remember him now.
He'd buy something on Amazon and then fucking say how good it worked or some shit. But what's wild is they never actually they did prove this. I think like maybe 7 years before his all his killings, he got pissed off at a fucking motorcycle shop. He shot them all. Nobody, and for a long time, I remember hearing about this, and nobody knew like what the fuck happened. They never found the guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They apparently he had a girl in a storage container and was raping her and torturing her and shit. I think she got like $1 million from his estate or something like that.
Yeah, because she actually lived. There's a movie based kind of just on that aspect right there, where keeping a girl in a storage container and raping her and whatnot. I think it's Megan's Gone. Shit movie. Wasn't that interesting? Doesn't have any actual tits, gore, or anything. Just like shots, and it's like overall just like made for fucking like people who like scary movie or some shit.
What's wild is that this guy was a real estate agent, and he had these, he was doing it to these cleaning ladies and shit, and then he had it's wild because like before he even got his real estate license, he used to live in Arizona, and he was a sex offender out there, and because technology wasn't advanced back then, he fled to South Carolina, and they couldn't even trace his shit. It's crazy, man.
Apparently there's an active serial killer in California right now. I think it's in Sacramento.
Oh, hell.
They think he's up to 5 confirmed kills associating with this guy. And he targets like 20s to 30s Latino men, apparently.
Oh, I'm safe.
Yeah, I guess he like scopes out locations to get to a point where there's no cameras or like witnesses whatsoever, and then just comes up to them as they're getting into their car and shoots them.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, it's unfolding right now. I saw the news headline 2 weeks ago, I think, that the 5th person had been killed.
Well, that's fascinating.
Yeah. It is. Like, it's always kind of interesting when you see like the currently active serial killers, because there's so much stuff about like the guys from the 80s and 70s and stuff, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting when you see modern day ones, because it seems so much harder to get away with it nowadays with how much like
Right.
like the technology to like hunt people down with like DNA evidence and stuff and crime scene forensics, but also just the amount of cameras everywhere.
Right.
That's true.
I always thought the serial killers from the South were more deranged because of they have this religious abuse usually in their childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it usually turns into like a satanic motivated thing or something.
Yeah, the South and the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's where the Ripper cult was based around in the Midwest. Can't remember the exact location. I don't know if you knew about the Ripper cult or not. But they it's like 4 dudes and they abducted women. Some of them lived, but they would basically pick up like probably like hookers or whatever, and gang rape and beat them, cut off their left breast, jack off on the breast, and then
God
consume it.
damn. What the fuck?
Because they were a satanic cult.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like in the 70s. They all got caught. And then like the main guy who's like the head, who would be the one who's like repeating everything, chanting and all that horse shit, reading out of, I guess, some fucking notepad of, this is for Satan, blah, 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 jerk off. Like, he's like, no, I didn't have anything to do with any of that, even though my DNA is on fucking everything.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think DNA was like the big game changer with all of that stuff. Like, it made it so much harder to get away with things before. Like, I think about how hard it would be to actually pin down who someone is back in the day. It's crazy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of cases where they hyper focus on who they think it is, and it's like later on DNA proves the fact that no, that it wasn't them. You just jailed that poor son of a bitch for 20 years for nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
it was
when
profiling.
He was innocent. He was fucking innocent.
So much of it was profiling for such a long time. Like, they just get an idea of like, well, the murders happen in this way, so this person must do this for a living, or like come from this background, and then they just only look for that and completely disregard everything else.
Yeah,
like actual evidence.
Yeah, like there was a shantytown murders during the Great Depression, but called the boxcar murders. Do you know those ones?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like back in they had those shanty towns, and the hobos were riding the rails like on the trains to try and find work around the country and stuff. People in those like homeless camps kept getting murdered, and they chopped them up. Torso murders. That's what they called them, the torso murders. And they like cut all their limbs and heads off and stuff, and then drain all the blood from the body. They killed like a bunch of them. But I guess the mayor of this town thought the way to fix the problem was to tear down the homeless camp. So he used bulldozers to just demolish them. And then I guess the murder stopped. So they actually don't know. Like, they don't know if it was a person working on the train lines or one of the actual other homeless people that was killing them. But the theory was that it was a dude on the rail line, so he could like jump off the train, kill someone, get back on again the next day and leave, so no one would know who it was, type thing. But then just after the murder stopped there, the Black Dahlia murder happened in California, and it was the exact same MO. So there's theory that the dude who did those in the Midwest was the same person that I think it was in Cleveland, those murders, and then they think it's the same person that committed the Black Dahlia murder.
Damn. You know what's wild? You know what's wild about the change of locations thing is like with Todd Colehill, like that happened here in South Carolina. He came from Arizona. You don't know if he killed all the way on his way to South Carolina. It's like Ted Bundy when he broke out of prison and fled all the way down to fucking Florida, like from like Northwest or whatever. That's insane.
Right. Yeah. You know who else did that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, there's talking about like changing locations. There's a theory that Jack the Ripper is actually also H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar.
I know the theory of him changing locations, but I didn't can't remember who H.H. Holmes is.
He built a hotel in, I think it's Chicago, and it was a murder hotel. As in,
Oh,
like, people would check
oh,
in. They would,
yeah.
like,
H.H. Holmes,
ask you
right?
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Damn.
because there's no background on him. He appears
Yeah.
basically out of nowhere with tons of money, and he builds this motherfucking thing just in time for the World's Fair, and just goes to town on people.
Do you know how he made the
even know
money? I watched a documentary about him. Do you know how he made the money to build the murder hotel? He
No, I don't.
he dug up bodies and stripped the flesh off and sold the skeletons to universities and medical institutions.
Oh, that makes sense because he was also doing that with. He was doing that with the corpses of his victims too.
Yeah, dissolving the flesh off to sell the skeletons. Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, but yeah, it was a going theory that because of the timing of everything that could be, it was Jack the Ripper. Whenever he stopped, he popped up.
Yeah, and they were trained the same way because he went to medical school. He was a surgeon, and he did that because he wanted to learn how to kill people effectively and then strip flesh from bones, basically. That's crazy. That was like during the 1983 World Fair in Chicago, and he targeted like all the people in town for the fair, so no one noticed they were missing.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
Yeah, there's a show on Hulu called it's by the History Channel called Haunted Places, and they had the whole episode on him, and then a whole episode on those Tulsa murders as well. It's really good, worth watching.
I have heard of Haunted Places. I think I've seen some episodes, but neither of those two in particular.
Okay. Yeah, it is a lot. They've got the one about Charles Manson and those murders as well. There's a ton of stuff. The one about that asylum, that crazy ass asylum with like all the human rights abuses.
Oh, yeah.
Hillhurst or something.
Netherlands.
Yeah, maybe it's that one. Yeah. That place was like a hell on earth, dude.
It's like every fucking asylum is haunted. Sorry.
Yeah.
An asylum back in the 1900s. There's a bunch of fucking ghosts up in there. I don't give a shit what anybody
Right.
says.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that has something to do with that, like what I was saying the other day, Jared, about that residual energy thing. You have a bunch of mentally deranged patients. That's just gonna be in the fucking, all that energy is gonna be in the air. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, anywhere where there's a lot of pain and trauma, like even prisons or stuff like that, there gets energy trapped there. So it's not only the ghosts of the people who died there, but it's like the energy forms take their own shape into entities.
That's my theory about what ghosts are. Is I think because we are energy, and when you die, energy doesn't get destroyed; it goes somewhere. You can't destroy energy. So I think that's what ghosts are.
Well, ghosts are souls that didn't move on, whereas the energy forms are more like little demons that form from a lot of pain and trauma and haunt
it's like a cavity in your tooth.
Right.
Yeah. I had a theory of I seen something like one time when I was working a night route, and that was really creepy. I seen some like black figure, but at the time I was like extremely depressed. So it was like maybe a correlation there. I don't know. But like but I've been fine for a long time, but never seen anything like that again.
When I was driving out to meet Jared for the first time, passing through Texas-Louisiana border, I saw a giant fucking like tree-shaped thing like running along the swamp. It was fucking huge with giant yellow eyes. I was driving. It was like running right next to my fucking car. And I asked Jared what it is. He's like, that's the fucking Rougarou. He said, you cursed.
What? Y'all both seen this?
I was completely sober, and me and my girl both saw it. I was like, what the fuck?
God damn.
Yeah, and when he was telling me all of that, I was just like, yeah, I know exactly what that is because I'm, cryptozoologist, so to speak. So I've researched on it, and like, yeah, it's the Rougarou basically, which is like almost like a Sasquatch-esque type character, but a little bit more mixed with the Skinwalker type.
Yeah,
it's like a giant fucking werewolf.
It's fucking huge.
I told Justin this already because we talked about ghosts and our experiences and stuff, but I had like two major experiences in my life when I've seen stuff. And like one was I was 7 and we moved to this new house in a different city. and I would see this guy standing at the end of my bed at night, just watching me sleep, like a full outline of him. And like I'd see him come up the stairs. So like he'd walk up, because my door looks straight down the staircase. I went to the bottom floor of the house, which sucked as a kid. And I'd watch him like walk up the stairs and then walk to the end of my bed and sit there, like stand there just staring at me. He never did anything. And I'd tell my parents about it and they'd be like freaked out. And then years later, like after we moved out of the house, I found out that the dude who lived in my room committed suicide in the laundry chute that went down the staircase.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
Dang.
so it's like him coming back up to his
creepy.
room from the bottom of the stairs where he was hanging, basically where they found him.
That's
Stuck
creepy.
in a loop.
Yeah. And then the other one, we were in Colorado at a place called Cave of the Winds, which if you ever get a chance to go to Colorado Springs, definitely go. It's crazy. And it's this like super haunted cave network that I didn't tell my wife about it being haunted. I just told her we were going to a cave tour. And then we went in there and I saw a bunch of shit, dude. Like a bunch of shit. A lot of people, it's like 1 in like 5 people say they see stuff there. So like it was only me and then this one other person on the tour. And then my wife kind of picked up on some stuff, but not really. But I was like full on seeing like outlines of people walking around in those caves.
Did you tell her after you got out of the cave? It was
no. She oh no, they told her when we got in because it was like a haunted tour. So you have to go through this like narrow cavern that you have to kind of crawl through, and you only have gas lamps. There's no lighting in there. And
so
then
what'd she do when she found out that it was haunted?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me that," and then she got really nervous. And then she's like, "Oh, okay." It was actually pretty cool. But there's this one part where it's called like Texas Pit, and you get to this like point in the cave where everyone like that has died in the cave died there or disappeared there type thing. People being pushed off ladders, kids went missing there and stuff. And there's this pit in this cave that just goes straight down into pitch black, and it's got like the most uncomfortable like energy I've ever felt like in my whole life around that pit. It's just like you just feel like kind of sick being near it. And like my wife's like, I'm super uncomfortable. We got to get like out of this room because the rest of the tour moved on, and I was
just take something with me.
Yeah,
I want to bring back a curse.
Exactly.
Whoa.
And I guess like one person a few years ago saw someone climb out of the pit, and like they were hanging on like on the railing there, like trying to get helped up. So they went over to try and help them up, and then they looked at the person. They're like, "Oh, like the person had no face." And they had like a mental breakdown, and they had to get like an ambulance team to come in and get the person out because they refused to move. They were that terrified type thing. So I guess that happened there. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to go, it's a super cool place, pretty freaky, but you do see stuff.
Yeah.
I
was looking around for like some Connecticut like stuff. We have 2 parks called one's called the Devil's Hop Yard, and the other one's called Satan's Kingdom, and they're all like state parks. It was pretty neat. But then I found out that in 1662, Hartford, Connecticut had a witch panic 30 years before the Salem witch trials, and they actually killed a 8-year-old kid, and then they hung like 4 people that were believed to be witches all before all the Salem stuff. So that's pretty neat.
Wow.
I actually have a haunted bridge, like maybe like a mile from my fucking house. It's called Seven Devils Bridge, and they fucking hung slaves under that bridge.
Wow.
It's haunted. They say that if you go there at 12 o'clock midnight, your car will cut off, and you will go. You'll become hysterical, like insane.
Have you tested
it? I used to, when I was 18, I worked for a hospital, and I had crossed over that bridge a couple times at midnight. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. I was like, yeah.
Nick, when you and Helen go to Vegas, you have to go to Zach Bagan's Photo Object Museum.
We will. I hate Vegas, dude.
It's so good. I mean, I'm not a Vegas fan either, but that is a super cool attraction. There's so much crazy shit in there, dude. Have you guys heard of that, by the way, Jared and Nick? Jared and Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he bought the Warrens collection of all the cursed items.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of shit there. He bought a bunch of serial killer collections. He's got Al Capone's like estate. Heaps of cool shit. He's got Billy the Kid's guns. And then he's got like a whole room of just serial killer stuff. So he's got he has the ashes of Richard Ramirez. He's got the
pretty crazy.
original paintings by John Wayne Gacy, the clown ones. He's got Kevorkian's artwork, like Dr. Death, and the van. He has the Death van, Kevorkian's Death van.
Nice.
What else does he have? He's got a painting made with the ashes and blood of Charles Manson.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, heaps of shit. Just so much stuff. The tour goes for like 2 hours. Do the VIP version. It's like $15 more, but like you get to go to a bunch of extra areas and you get a free shirt as well.
Awesome.
I would definitely do that because I know my wife was wanting to go to Vegas just for all the other aspects besides, don't care about the gambling, don't care about taking shows. Wanted to go visit that, go out to the that saloon that Fallout New Vegas is, it's in there. I can't remember the name of the fucking saloon, but a bunch of shit that she wants to go do, and some point whenever.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff like in and around Vegas outside of like the casino stuff. There's like some really cool ghost towns.
I like those little like ghost towns on the outskirts.
Yes, yeah, they're great. There's one just past the dam. You go past is it Hoover Dam? You go past that, and then there's like a massive. I don't think it's Hoover. What's that dam there? It's Hoover Dam. Yeah, you go past Hoover Dam, and then there's like a really cool ghost town just past that on like the left hand side.
Nice.
All right, so let's get back to this psionic.
Slide detour.
Psionic sadness.
Played a bunch of blast beats on it, and that's all.
A lot of blasting, a lot of nonsense on guitar. I mean, Justin, you want to go over how it was started as Maggot Crown and kind of the evolution?
No. Maggot Crown. It wasn't Maggot Crown.
Or whatever.
It was
Morgwalker.
Yeah, Morgwalker. Yeah, we did 2 EPs as Morgwalker. It was me and Dan, and then on the last EP we brought in Jared, and then I changed the names once Dan quit in 2021, I think. That's when we approached Nick, and Nick was like, hell yeah. And Nick said that he didn't really try on mortality salience, but that fucking album's sick. But then after he didn't have to use the template of Morgwalker, the second album I said just go fucking crazy with it and just do what you want. And I feel like there was one podcast that made Nick go, well, you know what? Fuck it. I will write my songs longer then. Because I kept saying, well, it seems like it's too short. And then it just, before it gets... Nick was... I wasn't trying to name them. They want to sound like I was talking shit.
Fuck it. I mean, it's not like I'm saying anything negative. I mean, I'll call it out to your face if nothing. I wasn't saying anything bad, but yeah, it wasn't like they were shitting on it. Just like they felt that all the songs should have been a little bit longer so they could, I guess, come to a better crescendo.
Well, when you say something like that to Nick, you see as nothing as real stuff. I mean, Nick has no problem writing long songs. So,
or he'll go out to just okay. I'm gonna just like utterly outdo it. So yeah, you bitch about that aspect of it. In the same way, like whenever people are like, oh, why do you have so many bands? Why are you putting out so many releases? Because I fucking can.
Yeah.
Because I like doing it. Jesus fucking Christ, fuck off. Yeah, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna make up more fucking bands.
Mortality Salience, though, that was like lyrically, it was mental illness. Really, like that was a really strong theme. That is still like the underlying themes of all the Sonic Madness stuff. Mm-hmm. But on the second album, I returned to the roots of the Morgwalker lyrics, the nuclear winter stuff, survival. And then it has that mental illness, supernatural angle in there. Plus, I'm just a big fucking like Stalker fan, like that whole universe. So I love the fucking nuclear winter shit, post-apocalyptic stuff.
So yeah, I mean, for the first album, I was kind of going off the Morgue Walker template of like, short and fast death grind songs. But, once I was kind of given free reign to just go crazy on this one, I just kind of went for it. And it's always hard for me to like fit a different sound because I always have to throw my own flair into it. So, it was good to just kind of say fuck it and just go for it. And I think by doing that, we finally found like our own sound for Psionic Madness. And as far as like the mixing aspect, I finally kind of got it dialed in to where all of us are really cutting through the mix and sounding huge. Where the first one I was still experimenting to make it work, but I feel like on this second one we finally hit it. And I was listening to a lot of Cryptopsy and other crazy, like more techie, old school death and grind, and I think it really rubbed off on the riffs. And I added a little bit of atmospheric stuff as well to make it more interesting. So I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, you did a great job, as usual.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. So I don't have anything else to add on top of it. It just sounded great.
It did. It sounds fantastic. Really good mix.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's a journey for sure.
You make it a little bit more plastic sounding. Did you replace the drums?
Yeah, I'll just delete the drums like next time. Just no drums.
How do you
get no drums?
How do you fucking do that, by the way? Like, actually sound replace some of the drums? This is weird.
No, so what they do is have a trigger that the mic triggers a sample hit as well. It reads that the mic's picking up a signal, and then that signal like MIDI triggers a fake drum hit.
And then you can also put on a quantizer where it kind of maps it out a little bit, so it cleans it out if you want.
Yeah, they not only do they quantize it, but then they'll drag each fucking hit to be perfectly on the grid and just remove any feeling out of it. So, I mean, for me at that point, why do you even have a real drummer? It's like just program the drums if you want it to sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Because the whole point of having a real drummer is to have what their personal feeling to the song. Right. Which is whatever version of swing they have in their playing or their off time beats that makes it you be able to tell it's them.
Yeah.
When you remove all that, it just removes the entire need for a drummer.
Right. And then you have all these projects that have like programmed drums, and you see them try to play it live with an actual drummer. It just doesn't sound anything like the album because you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, programmed drums are fine if that's what you're going for, but to like fuck over the drummer like that and just completely alter what they played is kind of bullshit.
Oh yeah.
And like on these songs on the new Psionic Madness, Jared just nailed it. So it was kind of just one take and it was already perfect.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
I have videos.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I got like actual live drum tracking videos up on YouTube of each, or even I think most of the album. Just so I could always just point out to someone if someone wants to say shit like, "Oh, those drums are fake" or whatever. Like, no, I physically played that, and it was all one take. It wasn't spliced together.
Nice. Yeah, the evidence to back it up.
Yeah, pretty much just I'll call the dude out. I don't give a shit. Alex, drummer, whatever is. I can't remember his last name, but he's in one of those tech death groups.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Like I was saying, I was going down to beats per second, and because he was having some drum discussion, and I was saying, on average, like my normal, I guess, rolling speed is I can do 11 beats per second with my feet, and he just was like, "That's physically impossible." And I was sitting there mixing music down. I just took screenshots of the actual drum tracks, right there, count it up, 1 second, 11 hits. 1 second, 11 hits, and they're not all flubbed together. They're perfectly spaced because I know how to fucking play drums. And then he didn't have anything else to say. It's like, I'm sorry that you're just not a fast drummer. I'm not saying you're a shitty drummer by any means. It's just don't go back and just go, no, that's just physically impossible. It's like, yeah, it's fucking physically possible. Look at the guy who won the foot competition where he was playing 1,500 beats per minute. I mean, it sounded like a helicopter taking off, but still.
That's crazy.
I think.
That's
Because like,
Go ahead.
oh, I was saying like, yeah, like 'cause there's at a certain point you could be playing so fast beats per minute that it doesn't sound fast. It starts to, like the hits start blurring in your ears more.
right.
Well, I mean, like, if you watch the one of the videos, because he did it like 5 years in a row, and he retired, and he just only referees now. So he went out
Mhm.
on top, and no one's been able to beat him on it still. But yeah, he was doing like 1,500 beats, 1 minute, just double bass, doing that heel toe technique, and it's like that doesn't even. It's not even fucking usable.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say this is like, I think people get caught up with like just competition, like just
Yeah.
develop your own style and just
100%.
be happy with that. Like you don't have to
Right.
be better than anybody. Like just do what you like. And I feel like that withstands like over years. People
Yeah.
know you
I
for
mean, I think
that, and that's the best thing. I mean, when people hear my songs, they know it's me automatically because the way my vocals are. Or like Nick, they know it's Nick when he's doing those really weird leads that he always does.
Yeah. You can always tell it's Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Or
have a
King-
signature.
Or
Then
King
you can
Kong on
always
the
tell
drums.
it's Jared's drums too, just
Yeah,
with his
every
signature
time.
drum sound and his
It
feel.
doesn't
So
sound plastic.
Yeah.
for
King
me,
Kong.
that's what makes a good musician is they have their own signature sound. Like
Right.
it's two things. It's a good musician's able to play anything you put in front of them, but also you can always tell it's them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
Right.
whereas a more or like a professional musician, maybe who doesn't have their signature sound, like sure they sound good, but it just sounds like any other guitarist or any other drummer. Like they're just supporting the track, whereas a true musician has their own sound.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Creates
like
an imprint.
the coolest thing about those sounds is like finding out where they were influenced from and like what created their style. Because whenever you talk to like someone who has a really distinctive sound, you're like, oh, where did that come from? There's like 5 or 6 different influences, and they can normally pinpoint at least the most important ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for me, like with my vocals, like kind of how they evolved is I have like, I don't know, maybe like 20 bands I really fucking love. And I just like took parts of what I really liked from those bands and, discard the rest pretty much. That's kind of how I evolved my sound. I'm
Right,
sure y'all do
exactly.
the same
Shitty
thing.
parts.
Do I?
Oh, I say, yeah, you toss out the shitty parts, keep the good parts.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much. Like one of my favorite, like, I guess catalogs is like, I'd say everything before Harvest 4 for like Cattle Capitation. I think that's like God tier death grind. His shit that band got weird like after that, like Travis started doing like this weird singing bullshit. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
I like To
wasn't
Serve
on board
Man.
for that.
Yeah.
To Serve Man, I mean, I like Human Jerky and Omnivore.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I like everything before Harvest 4 was like fucking awesome for me. That's what I like. And then, I like shit like Bloodbath but I love everything about Bloodbath. So
They have yet to put out a bad album, dude. It's nothing but quality from Bloodbath. And no matter who the singer is, it's good shit.
yeah. There's like 2 guys in that band, I think, that's just like masterminded it. And
How good is the new album?
That's pretty good.
The cameos are a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think what was the
I haven't
song though.
listened to it yet.
It's pretty good. It's probably one of the best ones with the current vocalist. It's got
I don't
some
know.
really memorable tracks.
I don't know.
From Paradise Lost, yeah.
I don't know. Grand Morbid Funeral is fucking awesome. Like that
album. That one was
me.
really good too. I like all of them, honestly. And then what was the other one? Is it The Arrow of Satan Flies Straight or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember.
That one was pretty good. There's some good tracks on that one too.
I thought the funniest thing with their promo for that was they had a picture of them, and they're talking about the arrow for Satan or whatever. Well, Nick's got a goddamn crossbow. I thought that was funny as fuck. Dead Parade. That's my favorite song off the new album.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. They my favorite album of theirs is still the one with Michael Ackerfeld. I honestly think that that's some of like his best work. His vocals are just absolutely crushing on that album.
Mine's always going to be with Peter Taggart. There's, of course, Eaton with Nightmares Made Flesh.
Yeah, that one's great too. He was fantastic. Yeah, Eden is like an absolute death metal classic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, everything from them was great. I just remember reading the when the first EP came out, and then they did an interview with Metal Maniacs, and they were basically like, "Yeah, we got together. We thought it was fun. We're only going to just put this out." Like, oh, okay. Like, okay, but we wrote another album. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and tour now. And okay, yeah, this is a thing.
I guess that's usually how it fucking starts. I mean, like you don't expect some things to. I don't know what it is, but it seems like when you put less effort into something, it's bet. I don't know. It's weird. Like you don't expect
has more of
it.
The actual passion because you're doing it for the love of it, and not for the possible monetary gain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can definitely attest to that when I just kind of put my all into something, but didn't really like try to make it super perfect and just let the songs flow and just put it out with no expectations. That's kind of the stuff that does the best.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a lot of those like standalone albums that were kind of supergroup collaborations just from artists jamming are some of the best ever. Like look at that album by Thorns. You guys know that one, right? That industrial black metal album.
Oh, yes.
I love that album, dude.
It's good. It's definitely good. It's not like, because I don't get into a lot of industrial, but it's well done for that style. Like, I also like that Domin J Strong or whatever, how it's pronounced.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did some of that. And also, And Oceans. I like that one for some reason. Only the first album, the one where it's And Oceans, Am God, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mm-hmm.
That one I liked. The follow-up to it was just kind of like shivery, like Stabbing Westward sounding. Horseshit.
Yeah. The newest one was not good by them.
Yeah. Like a lot of bands like that kind of like checked out. Or fuck it, I hated it when the Covenant did that. Like back when they were still called Covenant with a C, and then they decided to call themselves Covenant with a K, and then dress up like Marilyn Manson. Like, oh, that's just horrible. Looking at fucking Hellhammer, it looked like a fucking damn, like he raided some fucking Hot Topic kid's fucking closet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you bastard. I bought the CD for $1 just to listen to it to see how bad it was, and I was like, wow, I really wish I had that $1 back. I would have gotten a fucking Fago or some shit. I don't even like Fago, but I think I would have gotten more value out of that than that fucking album.
Woof woof. Nick, do you remember that really fancy Fago we found at that bakery in LA? It was like there were those people playing like a Queen cover outside, and you could tell the musicians didn't know how to play the song.
Oh yeah. And I remember when I lived in Washington State for a little bit, there's this juggalos everywhere drinking Fago. I'm not even joking.
There's not so many of them around here, but I mean, I see Fago in the groceries, not the grocery store, the convenience stores here all the time, and it's like I got one just to try it. Everything sucks except for the cream soda and the fucking red Big Pop, whatever it's fucking called.
Right.
Those are two that tasted good. Everything, like I tried the root beer one because it was like over here at the time it was like 69 cents. I'm like, yeah, sure. Try the root beer one. I'm like, this is the worst fucking root beer I've had in my fucking life. Tried the fucking the Coca-Cola flavored one. That's the worst fucking Coke. I mean, I'd rather go get great value Sam's Cola from fucking Walmart and drink that shit. That shit fucking tastes like fucking damn drain cleaner and fucking like fucking roots.
I honestly kind of want to go to Gathering of the Juggalos just once. I really want to.
You really don't.
Have you been to it?
No.
I mean, I've heard them explain to me the things they do, and it's like just fucking gross.
I want to. It's like from an anthropological perspective. I want to study it.
I guess when they bring girls, when they bring girls into the Juggalo family, they like make a circle and fuck them in the middle of the circle in front of everybody.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Oh my god, I've seen photos and stuff. It looks like there's no rules basically. It just looks like absolute chaos.
It's just a bunch of
Juggalos
fucking.
just need huggalos.
It looks like fucking trailer trash degeneracy.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's what I figured. No, we're gonna get canceled by the Juggalos.
ICP is coming after us.
Well, I don't think ICP planned on any of this. I think they were like a joke band, and then this whole scene formed around them, and they were like, "All right, whatever."
They're on the FBI watch list.
Yeah, because Juggalos are they consider themselves a gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with FSU, which was
Right.
a hardcore fucking dance crew, whatever the fuck. Go
Yeah.
see everybody. Bunch of fucking damn poops.
Fuck them.
Because like I remember talking on like Lamb Goat, and some of those guys would come on there talking shit, and it's like, dude, your fucking arm's about the size of my fucking cat. It's like nothing.
Right.
Not my fucking wrist. That's what I meant to say. I was like, no, actually, I got big muscular calves. So, like, no, their arms like a fucking damn 4 centimeter inches of wide. What?
I thought you literally said, your arms are the size of the arms of my cat. I was like, damn.
Well, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like bone and a little bit of meat, and you're over here like talking about you're gonna fuck shit up. Like the only thing you're gonna fuck up is your goddamn hand when it hits someone's face and it breaks into a million pieces.
You know
goddamn it.
You know the pictures of when I screenshot cringe people on Facebook? I saw a guy that was like, why I need to go to the gym when you can work out on stage? Like, he's talking about like it being, like a lot of physical, exertion or whatever. And I was like, well, no wonder you look like a fucking flat-chested, bony motherfucker. You're on drugs and sweating all the time. That ain't a fucking workout.
I know. I mean, it's funny. Like I know a couple of drummers where it's like, well, I work out when when I'm drumming, because I'm playing so much. I'm like, motherfucker, you're like 350 fucking pounds. You're not getting enough. Do some fucking cardio. That's why you're fucking winded after a half-minute blast beat.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, 30 seconds. You're fucking sounding like a goddamn Hoover vacuum over there, sucking all the air out of the fucking room. Oh, dude.
Jared can blast for like 5 hours straight at least.
Easily, yes.
I remember we were just jamming, writing some bullshit, and this dude just kept going pure blast beats for hours. I was like, God damn.
Human drum machine.
You put that work in. Exactly. Yep. I had that compliment before whenever we played one of my old bands, Seppuku. We actually did a cover. It was of Mortician Zombie Apocalypse. And like people who like, the ones that actually have heard it before, it's like, God damn, like you sounded just like the drum machine. I said, yeah, because I know how to play. You learn how to play on fucking time, and you know how to play with fucking, hit and fucking heavy. You fucking can play. Or maybe I'm just good and you suck. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I can have complete humility or none.
Just before we kind of already gone over time, so just to kind of close things up a little bit before we finish, I kind of wanted to ask you guys while I have you all here, what are your favorite albums so far this year? Like top 3 or 4?
Albums.
God.
The ones that I put out, the ones I've been on.
Okay, well, which are your top then from the ones you put out?
I don't know. I put out like 50 of them already this year. What the fuck? Whatever is the newest is what I'm fucking excited about. Like everything, like I did like the response on the last Glittering album. I was really surprised about that, where Nick played lead guitar on it and he mixed it down. Yeah, it's gotten a lot of, at least a lot more interest than I normally have gotten for those albums. I can't remember everything else that came out this year. I know that Rejoice, The Light, something, whatever that.
Oh yeah,
band.
That was good.
Yeah, that's just like a little 20-minute, dissonant death metal, but it's all solid.
Yeah, it's gold. I mean, it's just like the first one they released, I think, the year before. Fucking pure gold. Because I bought both of those on CD. It's just so hard for me to keep up with what comes out. Like, I'll buy it, and then it goes into the stack of like 400 CDs on the side of my desk I haven't listened to because I listen to them in a particular way or in a particular order. So I got like fucking albums from like 7 years ago I bought brand new, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I have this. I guess I'll listen to this now. And it's not really like I'm self-absorbed. It's just like, this is what I'm working on. That's what I have to focus on. So that's what I know what's going on with.
Yeah, I mean, we're always working on so much stuff. I get really excited about what I'm currently working on. And then, you know, once it's done, then I'm like satisfied with it. Then I'm really excited about the next thing and the next thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah, like me and Nick have the next casual intrusion already in the beginning stages. I have to just start tracking my drums.
Nice.
But you know, we fucking next one's already gonna be rolling out. Probably end up getting a release around this same time. And then also working on a noise rock sort of hidden mode sort of band.
Nice.
Like I just started tracking drums for that. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's just like whatever sound catches our fancy, we'll just be like, let's do that. Fuck it.
Yeah. Let's do it right now. Fuck it. I mean, otherwise it's going to eat into my brain.
Like, before I die, I want to have something in literally every genre released because I just like trying new things and seeing what I can add to it.
Hip-hop?
Ska.
Gonna do a hip-hop album?
It means metal. He means metal.
Maybe not every
hardcore
genre, but every good genre.
Metal.
You write some music for pedophiles and 12-year-olds.
God damn. Well, I'm working on the new Maggot Crown right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing vocals for that. Yeah, there's like one thing I sent Jared recently, and he was like, "Oh, this is very good." And then an hour later, yes, very awesome. Like I was like, he listened to it again.
Yeah, I listened to it again. I might have fucking been drunk too, and I was just like, "Let me check this out." I don't think I did. Oh yeah, this is good.
Can
I didn't imagine it. He did a good job.
and then I sent it to Blake in the Warren chat, and he was like, "What the fuck is this feedback?" And I was like, "It's grindcore. You wouldn't know about it."
Right.
You
don't get
know about it. Okay. You don't fucking use his amps. He fucking asshole. Modular.
All right, I'll give some context to the people that's listening. Blake is our guitarist of Flesh Configuration. That's me and Jared's other band. We love Blake. He loves brutal death metal and tech death, the important shit. But he has like some of the worst guilty pleasures ever.
Guilty pleasures? No, he's more than proud to tell you what he loves. You're like, man, this Deftones is so good. No, it fucking ain't. What the fuck are you saying? Oh, this fucking sound just gets hard, man. Like, I'm like, you actually play death metal, but you fucking all hard on for Seven Dust. Oh, it was when I came out. When I was growing up, when I was in high school and junior high, I'm like, I was listening to death metal back then. You picked the wrong shit. You picked garbage.
This is when y'all thought I was drunk last night, but I wasn't. I was just talking mad shit to Blake. Let me see if I can find it about.
I was fucking. I went to sleep early like that.
That's when I said, "Where's Jared when I need him? Like, we need to beat this guy down."
Yeah, all I saw was like 181 messages in the band chat, and I'm like, nah, I ain't reading that. I got shit to do. I ain't reading a goddamn book. And it's be you just like shitting on Blake the entire time.
Yeah. I said to him, how come you didn't join Trapped already? If Five Finger Chicken Play asked you to play, would you use Zaxby sauce or ranch? I love confusing him because he's like, Five Finger Chicken Play. He thought I was about to say Five Finger Death Punch.
I was thinking you were going to say Jimmy's Chicken Shack. If anybody remember that shitty ass fucking band from the fucking late 90s? God damn.
Yeah.
I don't I want to go look up the one song I remember it being played on the radio, but then again, I don't because I forgot. Like I've drank enough that I don't fucking remember it anymore. So that's a good thing.
I wanted to see what are your guys' favorite songs off the new Psionic Madness.
I don't even know any of the song titles. Track 1 was pretty good. Track 3 was pretty good.
Right.
I mean, I kind of,
you know the lyric videos.
Whenever,
You know the lyric videos I put up. You remember those?
those
Which
were
one out of that one did you like better?
I don't remember the song titles on either of them. I just saw it was like pause on I am something.
Okay, so that's
like
necrotizing
miasma.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, on that one.
Yeah. The 7-minute one.
That one.
Okay, I know it sounds like shitty, but like whenever an album's getting about ready to release, I purposely don't listen to it, and so I can almost experience it just like everyone else is. Even though, I played on it and I reviewed it for the final. Like, okay, does this sound great? Yeah, this sounds great. Then I try not to listen to it ever again until it's actually released. And that way, I have almost like the fan experience as well.
I don't get that luxury till like a year later when I didn't listen to it because like I'm the one that's got to order stuff and everything and do the promotion with James.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing it so much, and then when I do the lyric video, it like almost ruins the song for me because I had heard it so much. So
right,
that's years later.
It's the same for me when I'm like mixing an album and putting the final touches on it. I like to put a lot of work in having the order perfect and all the songs flow into each other, and then I just kind of fucking over it by the end of that. But then I'll go back and listen to something I did like 1 or 2 years ago, and I'm like, damn, that was fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I get back to that? That was great.
Yeah,
I know.
I do that shit a lot too, where I'm like revisiting my old material. I'm like, damn, I actually used to know how to play.
Right.
Now I suck.
What happened?
Something fucking fucked up. Took too many blows to the fucking head.
I do feel like that's how I felt on that Immortality Salience. I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to top this like vocal wise, and then I do Rotting Dominion, and I'm like, holy shit, that's even better.
Your vocals sound
kind
awesome
of
on that one.
Snapshot of like where we're at in our life at that point. You know what I mean? So it's just cool to revisit that when we're at a different place, musically or in general in our life, and kind of go back and see where we were at then and realize how good it was because we didn't see it in the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, we were just too busy caught up making it in the moment. It's almost like a musical diary instead of like writing down a bunch of terrible fucking poetry into a book. You just like, no, this is how I'm feeling right now. It's just like these albums I've released or I've worked on. That's why I never get all these people that sit there and work on something for fucking 5-6 fucking years.
That's awful.
I'm just mainly, like I'm talking like a lot with like local people here where, where's these albums? Nowhere. They don't have one. They fucking got tired of fucking working on it.
That's all you need to say.
You're not going to be the same person.
That's all you need to say. Local people. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, local people.
For me, I'm fucking like, I'm obsessive. And if I'm working on something, like I have to finish it. Because I'm not going to like rest easy till it's fucking done. I can't just let something sit and not do shit on it. And at the same time, if I'm trying to tweak something for too long to make it like absolutely perfect, it ends up fucking up the original vision of it. So I've really learned to just go pick a sound and a feeling and just fucking go for it and just lay it down and then just try to put it out once it sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We all get it. We've all done it.
Right.
These are the ride or die homies. That's what I say.
Good way to make it just terrible now. Thank you.
Yeah, the dynamic trio.
Yeah, I call you the
God,
unholy triumvirate.
Every cliche. Jesus.
Shut your mouth, boy. I'll be talking to you later in the band chat. You'll be calling me all kinds of names. And you'll be like, that motherfucker, at least he didn't say and like that whole podcast.
Oh, you did say like
time.
about a dozen times. I was going to fucking call you out a second ago when you were going off about
Shut up.
killers. You're just like, like, I'm a goddamn motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Get it out, Junior. Motherfucker.
Like a fucking Valley Girl.
Damn brain damage. Jesus.
I need a like button.
So, I mean, and what's
I mean,
cool
it
about
sounds-
Psionic Madness is that we all just get to focus on what we're best at. So,
Right.
like, we could all play everything and we can all do everything, but
Not me.
this group, we just. Well, I know me and Jared can easily do one-man bands, and we do it all the time, but with Psionic Madness, we just hone in on what we're best at, and it kind of all comes together.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said that in the press kit that I wrote for you guys, that this is just you guys showcasing what you're best at. And like, this is kind of a point where you've all kind of honed your skills over so many bands that this album's just like basically a showcase. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Volus, but if you put me in front of a drum kit, forget about it. That shit's programmed. But you know, like the first couple releases of Volus, I had a session drummer. So, and then you know, Jared was on two albums for that. So, and then I had another guy on the demo. So, yeah,
Right.
which a name we will not speak of. Yes.
So I think time-wise, we should probably wrap things up because we've gone way over, which is fine.
Everybody's gonna
But,
listen to this forever.
Hey, this is
And
gonna be
we're
like,
going to be so
well,
happy
well-
to wait through 2 hours of fucking bullshit.
next time we'll do it as a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. No, this is gonna be like the Joe Rogan, Alex Jones podcast where it went on for 5 fucking hours, and then he kept saying, "I forgot to
You're gonna
piss."
mean like because we're gonna just go off on conspiracies and just say
Yeah, let's
how
just do that
fucking-
next time. Just all conspiracy theories.
All right.
Yeah.
Cryptids and conspiracies, nothing else.
Yeah,
I was like,
I will
these
say.
aren't conspiracy theories. These are fucking facts.
I will say this podcast didn't start getting good till we started talking about serial killers and spooky shit
It picked
Right.
up a lot.
and horror movies.
Everyone got pretty into it.
Beforehand, everybody was like, and Jared's still covered with fecal matter, and Nick just woke up, and I was like, God damn, I wouldn't have been at 3 a.m.
Just cut the first hour and we're good.
Done.
Yeah, I was well, like, because I got up at 3 and I had to go install fucking ceiling tiles at my work for fucking 4 hours,
God,
and then
God
go
damn.
work
Rough.
on other shit. So yeah, that's why I was in the fucking best mood in the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah, and I'm about to have to come in and work on my fucking day off and pick some idiot up from the airport.
Oh,
So
man,
I'm
that
kinda
sucks.
pissed. Yeah, but I'm gonna just
Leave
take
him
a day
there.
off next week. So
Is
I'll
that why
work
you had?
2 hours today to take a whole 8-hour day off this week. So
Oh, that's
worth
worth it.
yeah.
Nice. Well, everyone who has been listening, thank you for tuning in for this long. And we'll have another guest on next time. Come back in. And everyone, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast.
Oh yeah. It's a ton of
Thank
fun.
you.
Appreciate it.
it was fun.